Body, speech, and mind held in perfect oneness. I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Ba nghiệp lắng thanh tịnh, gửi lòng theo tiếng chuông. Nguyện người nghe tỉnh thức, vượt thoát nẻo đau buồn.
Good evening, my dear brothers, sisters. Welcome to our weekly Friday meditation session. Today is the 31st of March, 2017. It's been 3 months after the New Year. So how are you this evening? Did you enjoy your meditation time with Brother Đức Tạng? We're supposed to have a tea ceremony tonight because today is the last Friday of the month. But the brothers said that because I will not be around in town during the Vesak celebration during May or June, so this is the weekend that I'm home. So they would like to take this chance, so I have a chance to meet all the brothers, the sisters. And when we come back next week or the week after, we may continue our schedule. Maybe next Friday will be the precept recitation, and then the week after we can have tea together. And usually we have the time to share together about the practice in our daily life. Do you have any question related to meditation, to your practice, or any problems you have that you would like to ask, so we can have a chance to learn and share from each other? Any question? No question? Yes.
I have a precept question. So, the precept of stealing. A friend of mine we were talking about, when you download a movie on a computer and you don't pay for it, is that a violation of the precepts?
Depends. The question is, we have, when we talk about the lay members' precept, in Buddhist, all the Buddhist practitioners, they must have some precept to keep in order to help them to practice better in the morality practice. And as a layman, the people who still not ordained as a monastic yet, and basically we have 5 precepts. Sometimes we call mindfulness trainings. That means every day we need to do something mindful, and of course, we have the habit. We have the habit of living with our negative more than the positive. Now you want to train yourself from the negative into the positive. You must take time. You may take your effort and your focusing, your investment in order to train yourself back, right? It's like we have the habit of smoking. Now we want to quit smoke. We need to take time, and we really have the intent to train ourselves. But this kind of training is bring us to more mindful. So that's why we call mindfulness training. Instead of call the precepts. We also can call precepts, but another word of the translation of the word precepts. So for those who feel the word precept to them is something very heavy, something like commandment, they something like to pressure on them. So we change another word like mindfulness training. These are all the way to help us to practice more mindful. Why we need mindful living? Because the mindful living, the mindful action, the mindful speech always give ourself peace, happiness, and of course the one who we are facing to, who we are dealing to, who we are talking to, always benefit peace and happiness from the one who have practiced mindfulness. So what is the opposite of the word mindfulness? Unmindfulness. So every day we talk, we have to talk every day, we have to think every day, we have to act every day. But without mindfulness, we may talk, we may think, and we may act in a way that cause more problems, in the way that make others more suffering when they have to deal with us. So mindfulness is very needed in our daily life. And of course, we need time to train. We need something like a recipe so we can follow and help us to change better. And the 5 mindfulness trainings of a layperson. First, we are aware of the suffering caused by destruction of life. So we vow to cultivate our loving kindness, not to kill. So why we practice the first training, the first precept of no killing? Because we are aware of the suffering caused by that. If we destruct others' life, we kill others, we cause suffering to others, and we also cause problem to us. There are always things, when we do something for others, something after will happen to us after. So if you treat people nice, people treat you back nice. But if you broke the rule, the law, you kill someone, you have to go to jail. That's always, if you do something to others, there is something will come back to you. So for avoiding this kind of happen, the Buddha advised us, keep the first training, not to kill, not to condemn any act of killing, even in the way we think or in the way we act, and not to encourage any act of killing. Why is that? Because we are aware of the suffering caused by that. The second training, we are aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing. Not fair, unfair. So we cultivate the practicing of sharing. So the question is, if we download something from internet, is that we break the rule of stealing? So if that available for us to download for free, then we are not breaking the rule because they are available for that. Let's say they are not free for download, but we use some trick. We know something to do to download from free, and that will be wrong. But if something is free to take, then that means they allow us to take. Then there's nothing wrong with that. The practicing here is we do not take something that people do not give us the permission. For example, if we come to someone's door, if we are honest, and if we are, we just touch the handle and we realize, oh, this lock, we walk away. Or we wait until open. But the one who have the intent to break in, and they will do everything in order to break in the lock. So what is the purpose of the locking? Just to prevent people who honestly. But if someone who already have the intent to take it something from inside that house, then they have lot of ways, lot of trick in order to drop in, to take things from others. So this life is to be fair and honest the property of the others, who will not take anything that not belong to us. So even we are filing the income tax every year. It's the way to show our honest too. But if anything allowed, we can do that. So do something within the law, the rule of the government where we live in, and that will not breaking the law. So download movies or some programs from internet, and if that available for free, and that is nothing wrong with that. But they already said it's not free. Then we, try anyway with our trick in order to take it from free, and that's wrong. Sometimes people making my Dhamma talks, and they are taking musics. There is a lot of Buddhist music or country music, and sometimes they put in the video in the talk. So they just do some advertising before the talk. But soon we upload on YouTube. We already have the news from YouTube that that is the copyright song. Then we have to take it off and we change. So that's why lately I asked the ladies, be very careful on those kind of musics we download from internet. But we do not know, we use it. But once we know that is the copyright one, then we will willing to take it out. Yeah. So let's say if you take something from others to use, then we also need to inform where is this come from. Usually when they do the newspaper, newsletter or magazines for the community, they download a lot of articles from internet, and they will have a little sentence below is from internet. That means they are not from them. They cannot write there as a writer of that article on behalf, but they have to inform this where it come from. So if we are very clearly on that, then that also is okay. The third training we have witnessed. Many broken families happen in our society because of their sexual misconduct. So as a practitioner, if we think that we need to build up the right happiness for ourselves and for others, and also to help many children to live with their, happy family, we try not to engage any relationship without love and long-term commitment. So we know that is wrong. Why? Because we want to protect the happiness of ourselves. And if we want to protect our own happiness, then we should try to also to protect the other's happiness. So this is the third training from the Buddha's teaching, that all the laymen, they are right to get married, but soon they get married, they have their spouse, they should keep their responsibility not to engage any other relationship with our long-term commitment and with our love. The fourth training, because we know that daily life we have conversation. So the conversation help us communication. But we have to be very mindful on our daily speech. Sometimes the words we use may hurt the others. Just by a single word, we may make that person totally collapse and not happy. So we try to watch on the language we use. Why is this needed? Because we have loving kindness and we have mindful on daily situations. Sometimes just by the word we use or just a single sentence, we may brought a lot of breaking and discommunication. But besides we learn to talk, what else we learn in this kind of training? Listening. This is what people used to say. We only need 3 years to learn to talk, but we need to use our whole life to learn to listen. Right? Because what happened to us, we used to judge and fast react when people share. And that's why we do not have enough time to sit attentively to listen to the others. But to me, sometimes we have to use this sentence like this. We only need 3 years to learn to speak. But we also need whole life to learn to speak right, to speak mindful. Because if we do not know how to speak, we do not watch on the words we use, then every single sentence, every single words we use may damage the others, may damage the communication, may damage a lot of happiness of others. So therefore, not only whole life to learn to listen, but we also need to spend whole life to learn how to speak too. Because speaking and listening are very important in our daily life. Can you imagine? Do we talk almost the time we sleep? The time we awake. We only, not talking when we sleep. The rest of the day we used to talk. And even if we do not talk, then what do we have to do? We have to listen. So every day we have to practice this, very common. We need to use whole life to learn how to listen. We need to use whole life how to talk. Because talking and speaking and listening is very important. Sometimes the Buddha keeps silence. He did not answer anything from others, especially when people get angry. And there is an article, they said that, they repeat a story about the Buddha. They said that one day there was a man who came to the Buddha and, he stand in front of the Buddha and blaming the Buddha, swearing at the Buddha and say a lot of bad things to the Buddha. But the Buddha did not answer even a single word. He's so upset and he asked the Buddha, Gautama, did you listen to what I said? And he said, yes, I listened to you clearly. And he said, then why don't you answer me? Then the Buddha said, let me give you an example. If you brought a cake to your friend, you offer a cake to your friend and your friend doesn't want it, and what do you do with this cake? And that man said, if my friend doesn't take this cake, and I will bring it back home. The Buddha said, well, then what you have said to me, I did not take it, so you bring it home. So this is the article, the story, talking about, the Buddha and the one who come to harass him. But to me, when I read this article, I said we do not need to praise, to bring the Buddha up in this way. I think that when the Buddha listened to that man clearly, to what he have done, what he have said to the Buddha is beautiful enough. We don't have to, why? Because when that person is so angry, and you answer him in that way, is that the way to make him more angry? When you are already in a very upset situation, someone come and talk in that way, you may more upset. So ask the Buddha never said this. Maybe in the future, somebody add this article in, add this story, in order to make, to bring the Buddha up, to show that the Buddha is a beautiful person. But I think it's not beautiful enough. The most beautiful and the most beautiful of the Buddha is the Buddha will sit and listening with his attentively, but no answer. Why is that? Because when somebody disagree with you on something, that's why they're upset, that's why they're angry. Then the more you talk, the more you just make them more angry. And then if you really need to talk back, then you have to talk in such a way to cool the flame down, not that way to make them more angry. Right? Because the example is, oh, you give it to me, I don't take it, you bring it home. You blaming me, you say bad words to me, I don't take it, you bring home. Because if you have enough compassion, you will take things easily. You don't have to return. Sometimes, we have the Bodhisattva called Quang is the one who on my right hand side, or the one who's sitting on the altar there. And what is her practice? Listening deeply. When you talk about the Avalokita Bodhisattva, Wangam Bodhisattva, you are talking about the one who has the enough capacity to listen to all of your problems. Because the word Wang, it means looking for. Means the sounds. The one who are looking for the cries of others in order to help. About last week, there was a man who came to me and he said, I greeting him. I'm so happy to meet him after many years. And I asked him, why don't I see you? Where have you been? Etc. And he said, oh, I feel that I am not pure enough to come to the temple. I am impure. I need to be calm. I need to be clear. I need to be good in order to come to the Buddha. And I told him that, let's suppose you have a full table of dust. And if you do not use the piece of cloth to wipe the dust on the top of this table, even one clean is not enough to make this whole table completely clean. But not because of that, then you do not try to clean. You will clean once, you clean twice. Each day you do a little bit until this table completely clean. Because this table has been there for many days. That's why the dust has been sunk very thick and very hard to clean. And not because of that. If you really have the intent to clean, then you will try, to clean slowly each day, better than you just leave it like that. The medical clinic not only open for people who are in a good health condition. The medical clinic only open for people who are sick, for patients, right? The doctor never declare, oh, I only want to see people who are not sick. Or you are the patients, you are the one who's sick, please go home. The doctor never say that. The doctor willing to see people who are sick. Same thing. If you come to the practice center, if you come to the temple, if you come to anywhere, do not feel that, oh, I need to clean to be clean. Clean here, it means I need to be pure in order to show up to the Buddha, to the practice. That's not correct. Let's say why we need meditation. Because meditation is the good medication to heal your mind. If you have physical sick, you will need medications. If you have problem here, you need meditation. So meditation is a good medication for your mind. Every day we have food for the body, then we also need food for the mind. And what is the right food? The healthy one for the mind? Meditation. Because when you're able to sit, you bring your mind together. You focus to your present moment. You do not allow your mind to wander anywhere else. You bring your mind back to yourself. Why? Because for the whole day, we lose ourselves. Sometimes we eat, but we are not really there for the food. We're not really there for the food. We eat with internet, we eat with TV, we eat with newspaper, we eat with Facebook, we eat with message, we eat with chit chat. We're not really there for the food. And if you are not invest yourself 100% for the food, then how can the food become healthy to nourish your body? Let me give you this example and you can see this more clearly. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a spouse, do you like that person to sit beside you but his heart is not there? He sits beside you just only his physical form, but his mind is at someone else. You will so suffer if you learn this happen. You say, no, I want you to be here and your mind also to be here with me. We never want someone, we never want any form of someone, but we cannot take his soul, his heart. We want to inform. If you are here with me, your soul to be here too. Your soul have to be here too. Same thing. If you are eating, you have to be there for your food. If you are drinking, you have to be there for your drink. If you are walking, you have to be there for your steps. That's why after 30 minutes of sitting meditation, we invite you to practice walking meditation. You continue to follow your breath, but now more mindful. One step, one breath. One step, one breath. You can name your steps. This is left. This is right. Or you can call your loved one's name. Mommy, I walk for you. Maybe our mother is not well enough. You call your loved one, even those who pass away. And you really know that that person is in you right now. 2 days ago, my mother called me and said, and she told me that my auntie in Vietnam is not well. I haven't had a chance to talk to my mom much. I haven't had a chance to visit my auntie for years. And because, many things happen during in my schedule. And we just finished the teenager retreat in Westlock. So I haven't had a chance to talk to my aunt or anything like that. But when I pray, when I practicing meditation, I know that I'm breathing for her, I'm walking for her, I'm praying for her, because I know that my auntie's blood also in me. Because we are blooded family. So we never detach from our blooded ancestor, even though they pass away for many years. And they just vanish in their physical form. But their spiritual, their blood, for sure, they are in us. They still circulate in us. So if we are live well and happy, that means our ancestors well and happy. And when we are aware of that, we will move to the fifth mindfulness training easily, aware this physical body is transmitted to us by our ancestor, parents. So that's why we have to be very mindful on daily consumption. Food may damage the body. Food may bring healthy. Some of the things we intake just bring us bad health, damage our health. Because we are aware of that, that's why we need to inform what kind of food that we able to take into this body. What kind of food is not good for the body. Same thing. What kind of things we can take to make this mind healthy, happier. What kind of movies, what kind of TV programs, what kind of website that we should visit. Because some of the websites, some of the movies only, make us more down. For example, violence movies, scary movies. They just invest more scary in us, more violence in us. We do not need those kind of negative food for the mind. So you don't have to be a Buddhist in order to follow these 5 mindfulness trainings. Everybody, we need this, because these are the 5 things that make the foundation of happiness in order to be strong. If we want to build the family, a healthy family, then we must follow these 5 trainings. Because these trainings, nothing related to religions, but these trainings related to our human's life, daily life. Do not taking the other's life. Instead of that, we share to protect the other's life. You don't have to be a religion in order to practice this. Do not take anything that does not belong to us. Beside that, we will share anything that we're able to those who in the real need. If people in the real need, then we're able to share. Why not? Life is not only to take, but life also to share. If this life, something we take, something we share, that's why it's so beautiful. We water the water to the plants, to the tree. We are giving the water to them. We are giving the life to the trees. But is the tree giving us back something? Yes, oxygen. So we're giving the trees water to give the trees some food to live. Then the tree gives us oxygen. Is the sun give us life? Yes. Without the sun we die. Without the water, the rain, we die. So the piece of cloud also need to be appreciated, because the cloud become rain, rain become water, water becomes something for us to drink. In our body, we have a lot of water. Without water, we may die. We may stop eating, but we cannot stop water. And what else that close to us the most? Our breath. If we stop breathing, we die right away. So that's why the basic practice is sit down, follow your breath. When you're able to follow your breath, when you're able to take good care for your breath, that means you are taking good care for your whole life, both physical and mentally. The 5 trainings are very important. So even we are a monk, we have 250 precepts to keep. Or even a nun, they have 348 precepts to keep. No matter how many hundred precepts, the basic still come from these 5. So just more detail. Let's say about the killing, it's more details. About the speech, there's just more detail. That's why we have so many precepts. But actually, basically, still these 5 trainings. You can be Catholic, Protestant, whatever you believe. But these 5 trainings you still can take, because these are the 5 things to protect your life, to protect your happiness, and to help you to protect the others' happiness. If we want to go to somewhere, we need to know the way, the direction. If you want to come to the happiness, there are, ways there. But actually, there's no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. What does that mean? You keep the precept, but there's no precept that you should keep, that you have to keep. Why? Because in you, every day, you are not killing, you are not stealing, you have no sexual misconduct, you have no, gossiping or saying lie on anything. You know what to protect your life. You did not officially receive the precept, the trainings, but you already gently keeping these trainings in your daily life. So we practice the precept, and we formally receive the precept just to help us to move more farther on the way to practice. I used to explain the teachings of the Buddha. We used to call Dharma. Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha. Another way to translate this is the Dharma is the way, Dharma is the path. If you want to get rid of your sickness, you must follow instruction from the doctor. If you want to get rid of your suffering, inner suffering, the Buddha gave us instruction how to do it. And remember, physical sickness, we can take medications. Mentally sickness, we should take meditation. So meditation is not one day, you can fly, you can walk on the fire, you can walk on the water, but to help you to come back to live with your own miracle. What is your miracle here? Oh, now you can walk with peace. You walk with, less worry, but you're able to aware every single step you make. Remember, even though you take the healthy food, but you are not really tasted, then this food is not really healthy. Even you take very expensive, and you go to a very expensive restaurant, you are trying some very special dish, but you are not really there to enjoy. So that's why we offer you tea meditation once a month, to drink tea, to have a piece of cookie. Actually, we drink tea every day. We may have a piece of cookie every day. But the problem is, we are not there for both. We are not there for a cup of tea. We may have coffee or tea every morning, but we drink with worries. We drink with a lot of anxiety and sorrows. The meditation help us put that everything down, put all of that down. Let's bring yourself to this cup of tea fully. There was a priest who asked me, Thay, what do you feel and you think about the Last Supper of Jesus on Good Friday? before Jesus sacrificed, he has a Last Supper. I said, to me, Jesus wants to remind us, every supper can be the Last Supper. Because we cannot tell tomorrow. We never know what's happening to us next minute, right? So every single thing we're dealing here can be the last chance. So every day when you go to bed, we may meditate. We will bring a subject. Tonight can be the last night. And because of that, that's why you go to bed without worries, fear, anxiety, sorrows. Because even you worry, you cannot doing it. So why we have to go to bed with many heavy things like that? Leave everything down, go to bed with peace, with some, without any worries. If I think I have something else to do, I will do it. But if I stop doing it, I will go to bed and I can sleep easily without any problem. Because I know if I want to sleep late to continue my work, then I will do it. But if I think, oh, I'm tired, it's enough for today, I need to stop and rest, then I will completely rest. Sometimes we call resting, but we lie on bed. We only have the physical, the form of resting, but we are not really rest in our mind. Our mind is still working, thinking and worries a lot. That's why we do not have a good sleep, or our sleep is not straight. Sometimes you don't have to sleep a lot, just few hours, but you sleep deep. It's still better than you have many hours to sleep. So according to one of our brothers' question, and I want to bring this up for all of us to review the trainings here. Why we need to use the word training? Because we do not get used to that yet. When you go to work, if you have a new job, and you used to have 3 days to train, right? And sometimes you have to write, new trainer. I am in the training process. So why? To let the customer know if you're too slow, if you do something wrong, they can understand and forgive. Because you are new to the job. You are under training. Brother Johnson, he just learned how to drive. And one day I walked out of the parking lot and I saw a sign in front of, behind the vehicle. What he said? Do not yell at me, I'm new. So sometimes we have to declare, I'm not there yet. Please excuse. So there's nothing wrong. If we need to declare, I am not well, you don't have to hide. Why? Because if that one loves you dearly, they will try to help you because you are not well. You're not well, maybe physically or mentally. Both need help. So that's why in order to help you to relieve, to release, and to less stress, do not hide anything, especially your loved one. Just tell them what you really need and what happened to you. And if you are the one who have received that message, don't say, oh, I don't care, just mind your own business. It's not compassion enough. That one come and share with you what their problem, then you will try your best to help that person. Because, as I said, life is not only give, but sometimes take. Life is not only take, sometimes we need to share. So because of that, that's why, life is possible and very beautiful. In our daily life, we also have a lot of suffering. But beside that, we also have a lot of happiness. So the practicing here is we are mindful enough to receive what is to be happy to take, what is not happy not to intake. Or because this is not happy enough, I will try to do something to make this one better. We may have done something wrong, but no one prevents us to fix it. If we have the intent to fix, this is a good practitioner. If you already done make that wrong, there's nothing wrong to fix, to make it better, if you really have the intent to change. So today what I want to share with you is, in our daily life, everything needs time to train. No one can do things only one time. So if you're too slow, do not worry. And if we have to deal with someone who's too slow, don't get mad. Be compassionate to both. Sometimes we are fast in this kind of work, but we are not fast in the other things. For example, if you are a doctor, I talked with you about medication. Oh, you can tell me easily what medication, what happened to my body, what happened to my health. But if I ask you about Buddhism, you may slow because you're not understanding enough. But if you come to me, I can answer you quickly and better what you want to know. So, we have good on this side, but sometimes we are not good on the other side. So if we can understand this, we can open our heart and accept people easily and try to help everyone to improve, the same as they help us to improve. We need time to train. If we have some negative habits, don't worry. The intent of change, the intent of training also can help us. That's why the word precept now has been translated into mindfulness training. Life needs a lot of mindful action, mindful speaking, and mindful thinking. If we have this mindfulness in our daily life, then we will have enough power, energy to help us and to help the others. So 5 trainings are very important. So try to receive it and practice it. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your coming here with us on Friday to practice. Hope to see you next week. Enjoy your weekend. So please listen to the 3 sounds of the bell and follow your breath. Please massage your legs.